So welcome to episode 8 of Emulating Ronaldo Series 2, and as you can see we've lost 4 players already, although we've got to the age of 33, so it's bound to happen that players will start to retire. I did before the start of this click on keep retirement history, but the thing is it just doesn't stay ticked, and I don't know if it has or not. That is the problem. So for some reason the 4 players have vanished from our shortlist, meaning it's a bit more difficult to search for them, and I can't remember. Obviously I'll take a bit of time to go through them. So in the last episode I will search for every single player once they've gone, once everyone's left this list, and then we can see their history, hopefully, as long as it's saved. But I'm not 100% sure that will be the case, simply because I don't know if FM15, that facility is working well on FM15, because look, I've ticked it, but it doesn't show that it's ticked anymore, so I don't know if it's ticked or not, if you know what I mean. So that's a bit unfortunate. But anyway, for those of you that spot that your player's not there, let me know, and then we can at the end just start our search for every single player manually, and in episode 10 do a recap of every single player if possible. I hope that is the case. It'd be a bit disappointing if we can't. Anyway, obviously we're 33 now. Players won't be quite so efficient, so lethal. Their value's obviously gone down a lot. Probably the players now that have higher values are goalkeepers and defenders who are a bit older but can play well at that age. So internationally, let's have a quick look. 157 caps for Handler, insane. 127 for Tom Larsson. He reached that point long before anyone else, but he's still the joint second highest for Costas Chilabu. Goals wise, Connington and Wahidi both got 78. So let's go down the list. So Angelo Aniewski is worth the most now. 33 as a keeper. Still got a few years ahead of him, probably, as a keeper, in fact. And he's 126 caps for Portugal. So he's now at Roma, been there many, many years now, after a huge number of years at Porto. But the biggest achievement is he's won the World Cup with Portugal, which is crazy. 2030, they beat Spain in the final. Aniewski was part of that team. Was our other lads part of that team? I don't know. Possibly, if we can see. But he wasn't actually playing in goal, was he? I don't think. Where is he? Can't see him anywhere. Anyway, he won the World Cup, but for whatever reason I can't seem to see him there. They were playing Flavio Diaz in goal for that World Cup final. He's only got 6 caps, but he's won the World Cup, which is fantastic stuff. Let's move down to Mitchell Bowsen, our Maltese player. 25 goals in 94 games for Malta. Retired a while ago from international duty, and has won many things with AC Milan. They've had a recovery of late. In fact, they won Serie A. They've won the Champions League. Oh, it's fantastic stuff from AC Milan. They've completely recovered. They've won the league twice since our last update, beating Juventus this season. Champions League wise, they won it in 2029. After Sampdoria won it in 2028, AC Milan, PSG, and then finally Man City have won a Champions League against Atletico in the final. So Roberto Corrali scoring in the final, in fact. And perhaps some of our other lads were Handlers there, Mushrooms there. Ah, that's great to see. Some of our guys. Obviously Corrali as well, captain of Atletico Madrid. Bit old now, some of these players, but 2 big teams that obviously have a lot of our players in, or have had a lot of our players in, reaching that final. Okay, let's go down to Liam Lagana at Arsenal, been there his whole career, retired from Maltese duty a while ago, but still getting lots and lots of good average ratings for Arsenal. Man United have dominated 6 seasons in a row. They really are back to English dominance. For whatever reason, no one else can get near them. Achievements wise, what has he won recently? He's won the Euro Cup, the Super Cup, Euro Cup twice in fact in the last 3 years. Arsenal, Lazio, then Arsenal. That's interesting that Arsenal are winning the Euro Cup a lot. Roberto Corrali has always been at the top, has always been a phenomenal player. Finally got to 108 caps for Serbia, then retired. 60 goals in that time as well. had an incredible international career and has had a very good club career. He's been at 2 clubs and has been at Atletico for the majority of his career, still getting lots and lots of goals despite old age now, 31, 28, 22, 25, 27 in all competitions. So he's going real strong. He's doing very well for Atletico, and of course has won a few league titles. Let's just have a quick look at how they've been doing in La Liga. They've won one more division since we last updated. Okay, down we go to Niels Nilheim, our Norwegian with 74 caps for Norway. Did retire 4 years ago now, but he's still at Atletico as well, still playing lots of games for them, so he's been a bit of a hero for them as well. Marcus Duncombe for Man United, our Austrian, 51 goals in 98 games for Austria, and has been at Manchester United only 1 season. In fact, he was of course at Sampdoria where he was winning lots of things, and now he's moved to Man United to join the party there and win plenty of things. In his first season there, I guess he won the league. It's not shown for whatever reason. Not really sure why. He may not have actually played enough league games to win a title because he only played 9. So that's a bit disappointing. But interesting that they decided to sign him. Jens Oosterveld, still at Juventus, 125 caps in the end for Belgium before retiring. Oh, he hasn't retired from international duty, has he? 4th in the world now, flying, and he's still their top player. Andres Villas-Boas in charge, and has done very well internationally. Incredible player, and with Juventus for many years now, been at big teams. Of course, they finished 2nd this season, but he's won plenty of competitions with them over the years. Moving on to Javier Robertinho, our Brazilian, 111 caps for Brazil. Still hasn't retired from international duty. He's also at Juventus, where he's been for quite a few years. Of course, winning a few things with them himself. Matthew Harmon, a Congolese player, 88 caps, 26 goals. He's at Sampdoria still, been there his whole career in fact, being a legend. Surely he'll be on the list of legends for Sampdoria. Let's have a quick look to see if we go to, wrong one, General, there we go. So, legends, can't see him there. Is he here on icons? No, I can't see any of our players there. Perhaps they are, maybe I can't see. But, well, if you want to pause it and have a quick look, then let me know. Kostas Chilabu, 127 caps for Greece in the end, retired 2 years ago. Still at Arsenal, been there most of his career, winning a few competitions with them. Won the FA Cup this year. Brentford won it in 2029. That's brilliant to see. I think it was on my Martin Odegaard experiment in the 2nd episode. Brentford did really well, and they've done very well on this as well because they've won the FA Cup. I think they're in the Premiership, flying high. A rich team as well. Once again, Brentford absolutely destroying people. I don't really know why. Cristiano Balanta, still at Sampdoria, 10 goals in 84 games for Indonesia, retired years ago. But of course, has done very well for Sampdoria. Moving on to Mushroom, who now has 121 caps for England, 9 goals. Hasn't actually retired from international duty yet by the looks of it. Where this guy's in charge of England. Cameron Newby is the top player, 30 years old. Looks very good. 5th in the world now. One of the world football's global superstars. Of course, you can see, I've put the biography down there, so you can read that anytime you like on any video. Usually I'd show it at the end, but because I show this screen in every video, you have the opportunity to read the biography each time. You can see what he's won. Like if he's won the World Cup Best Young Player award previously. So being at Man City his whole career, has really been a very good player, and of course won the Champions League this season. Johan Adolfsson, our keeper, he's still at MK Dons, so he didn't leave in the end. He's 33 now, 56 caps for Sweden, 91k a week. Became a very good player, but never quite got his big move to a massive team. Perhaps he will. at some point. In fact, he is wanted. Oh no, he's not. I thought he was wanted. He's not wanted. Anyway, he's been all right with MK Dons, hasn't he? He's done well for them lately, helping them to Premier Division 13th place finish. So he's a number one keeper, and that's all that matters. He's been number one his whole career, 505 appearances. That's just league appearances as well, I think. So he's done very well. Martin Madge from Bhutan, 13 goals in 54 games, 110k a week for Marseille, where he's been there for many years now. And hasn't really won anything with them, I don't think. PSG and Monaco have dominated in recent years. Franciano Man, Colombian, he's got to 104 caps, which is fantastic. Playing for Hertha Berlin and has done for the last 6 seasons. How have they done? Bayern Munich have really dominated lately, as you would probably expect. He's won the German Cup though, which is good to see. He won a competition in Germany. Maximus Bailing. Have we missed someone? I don't think so. Maximus Bailington. 90 caps in the end. Of course, did retire a few years ago. Still at Bayern Munich, been there for years, won lots of things with them, of course, as we know already. First division title 3 times in recent years. And yeah, Ahmed Shah, still at Juventus, 31 caps for Pakistan. Some of these Asian nations don't seem to play as many games, and when they do, they don't always pick their star players for whatever reason. Perhaps clubs don't let them go. But anyway, it's done very well for Juventus, of course, over the years. Played for 2 massive teams, Barcelona and Juventus. So he's had a stellar career. Let's go down to Crasianta. Maybe some of you have already worked out what players have retired from the list. I can't seem to think at this stage. But I promise in episode 10 I will manually search for everyone and see if their careers have been saved. So Graciante, 40 caps for Argentina, 4 goals. So in the last 3 seasons, he has become a really important player for Argentina since that World Cup that they won, the 7th in the world. But because of his position, well, no, it's strange really, because his position, you'd expect him to do really well early in his career rather than late, because he's, all about being on the wing. You need pace. He's still reasonably pacey, but it's interesting how he's suddenly become to prominence in the last few years when he only had 9 caps previously. So Graciante should be pleased, and anyone supporting him should be pleased. Still at Porto, been there for years, as you know, has won quite a few things. They finally won the league. Finally. Unbelievable. They hadn't won it since 2013. Oh no, 2020 they did win it, sorry. But since then, nothing. So they finally won something. So moving down to Handler, the player with the most international caps, 157. He's still not finished. Still at Man City, that position of defensive midfield or left back, allows him to keep on playing. Keep playing very well for Man City, getting lots of appearances under his belt, winning lots of things for them. Obviously won the Champions League lately. Let's just have a quick look at how Holland are doing in total. So they are 14th in the world. Not the highest they've ever been, usually a bit higher than that. Okay, let's go. When the game lets me. Go back here. Okay. Ashwin Subedi, a Nepalese player. 5 goals in 9 games. Played a few more games for them now. Still looks a beast with his technical attributes, and mental's pretty good as well. So he's at Napoli still. Been there for many years. A lot of our players are quite loyal, aren't they? Some move around quite a bit, but most of them are quite loyal players, which is nice to see. I didn't change loyalty. That's been randomised. Okay, Josh Cunnington, Australian. Still at Sampdoria. Had a very good career, of course, being a one-club man. Didn't see him in the club legend list. It's strange, really. They really should be. He's won a couple of things lately. Jack O'Halloran, still at Man City, 107 caps for Ireland, 1 goal. And been at Man City his whole career, another one-club man, which is nice to see. Let's move down to Tom Larson, still at Chelsea, similar story, 100k a week still. Been there since the second season, playing lots of games. His average rating still very, very good, still over 7.5 overall, which is fantastic. Marcio Salgado is at Bayern Munich, lots of caps for Portugal now. Still hasn't retired from international duty, been at Bayern since 2018. Hasn't played as many games lately, but still been reasonably decent. Then Rob Vernon from Gibraltar. He's at Southampton now, so he's moved on from Man United to get more game time. And like I said, he was starting to be a surplus to requirements at Man United, and he's moved for 4.6 million to Southampton, where he's not been very good, to be honest, with his average ratings, which is a shame. They're very poor, very, very poor. But he's played Premier Division football, which is nice, and they did finish 4th this season, so I don't really understand how his average rating is so bad. He has had spells where it has been bad. It's strange. I don't really understand, especially as they finished 4th. I don't really know how they can be so bad. But that's the way it goes. But he's had a good career nonetheless. Then it's myself. 70 caps for England, 15 goals. I haven't retired from international football. I don't think I'm going to get much more. My attributes really have plummeted. Look at them all. They're awful. Apart from mental, which is quite good. But everything else is really quite poor. But still not many games this season. But I was playing lots of football up to this stage until suddenly I just dropped off the spectrum. But still managed to get a team of the week and various things. And European Nations League winners again with England. I don't really know what it is. I've recorded this video just after the 7th episode, so someone may have answered that question in episode 7 for me, so thank you in advance not in advance for that comment. Possibly it may not have occurred, I don't know, can't tell. Harethamud, another England player, hasn't played any more games since that World Cup final and has really dropped as well. In fact, he's at Southend, but remember, Southend have had quite a good time of late. Been playing well for Chelsea, actually. Played his most league games in one season, in fact, ever, his season before he left. And then went on a free to Southend, who have done quite well in recent years, in fact, as you can see. Relegated from the Premiership, promoted, relegated. So they've been a topsy-turvy team between the Championship and the Premiership, as it happens, which is quite strange. But they didn't manage to get promoted this season. Finished 7th in the league. So let's move on to Tarnowski. Some of these players are, I guess, playing for lower division teams now, as you'd expect. Tarnowski, he's moved on a couple of times. Went to Celta for free. And has now ended up at EA Guingamp in France. Can't say I've ever heard of them. Strange. But he's had a decent career, hasn't he? Decent career. You can read his biography. The advantage of me having that biography in the corner is that you can skip back to the last episode. If your player did retire, you can just have a look at your biography and see how you did up to that last episode. Nathan Alderson, 33, 71 caps. He's at Seville, where he's moved. So a few more transfers further down. Obviously, he was at Valencia for a while, but moved to Seville for 900k. Played quite a few games. Didn't really do much for them this season. Karan Patel, India. He's at that team that won the league in Portugal a few seasons ago. Went for free from Chelsea and has done okay for P. Ferreira. Statistical approach. Americans now up to 76 games for USA. Actually, he's not retired from international duty either, which is good to see, and he's not really lost a huge amount of pace. His pace has gone down from 17 to 14, but his acceleration is still at 16. Still looks a decent player. Been at Nantes for a while. Hasn't played particularly well, but still he's getting lots of football and lots of time in the USA squad. They're 58th in the world, so they've dropped down a bit lately. Ooh, really big drop in the last year. Okay, Mahmoud Wahidi, player that did very well for Lebanon, is now at Aston Villa. Finally left QPR on a free, playing in the Championship with Villa now. They've been in the Championship for a while. I think they're still in there. Where are they? Oh, they finished down in 18th. Not doing so well, are they? Lately. Plymouth are up in the Championship again. I just noticed. Mario Bradatelli. Is that Aston Villa as well? Everyone's going to Aston Villa. Finally left Chelsea. Very rarely played. Oh, it's so strange. 2 players have left Chelsea after having a really good number of games for them in their last season. That's the most he played for them in one season in the league. They managed to get 5 goals, 7 in total, but then moved to Aston Villa for free. 13 goals for them in all competitions. Oscar Anzola, Colombian, 21 goals in 97... Venezuela, sorry. 21 goals in 97 games for Venezuela. Still in the team. Has left MK Dons on a free after a couple of decent seasons in the Premiership. Moved to Cittadella and Serie B, or whatever you want to call it. They didn't get promoted anyway. Moving down to Dylan Knight, all the way down here now. San Marino player. He's still at Man United. His contract expires, which is probably why he's valued quite low now. But he's not played so many games this season, so perhaps he will be leaving on a free. Previous 2 seasons to that, still played lots of games, still has a very good average rating overall, and of course has won many things in his time with Man United. Hayden Eyre, almost at the bottom. So 13 goals in 67 games for Czech Republic. That hasn't changed. He's still at Stoke. He's been a one-club team, and he's one-club man, and he's not played many games lately, unfortunately. And lastly, Christian Johansson at Cologne, our Danish player, who managed to get 91 games under his belt. Finally left Stoke on a free. Played a few games, not many though. So I've noticed we've definitely lost Broccoli Radio. This is when I forget how to spell broccoli. I don't think he's on it anymore. How do you spell broccoli? Damn it! Oh, there we go. Broccoli Radio. It's 2 C's. Okay. His is saved. So he retired in 2029. In fact, so that was only 1 year after the last video. Never quite developed to He managed to get a couple more goals and 52 caps in the end for Ireland. Can't work out the other 3. Let me know, and I'll do a quick update in the next video at the start, and also any other retired players I managed to find. But thank you for watching. That's probably it for today. There's no point looking at World Player of the Year because I don't think they'll be in there anymore. World Team of the Year. Just have a quick look whilst I say my goodbyes. Javier Robertinho was in there, and that's about it, I think. World Player of the Year. None of our lads will be in there. Nope. Very unlikely, of course, at this stage. So it's a shame that none of our players did actually get into that top 3. But all of our players, not all of our players, but a lot more players did very well this time compared to previous series. I think the majority of them have done extremely well in their careers. But I still don't think we've managed to find a Ronaldo or a world-class player. I mean, of course, none of them have won World Player of the Year, so we haven't emulated Ronaldo or Messi thus far. I think, have we had that in previous series? Perhaps one player has managed to, but not quite to the extent that I'd like. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave a like. Sorry to the players that have retired and I haven't given an update on, but let me know in the comment section below your player that has retired, or if anyone else spots it, then I will, at the start of episode 9, show you those players, show you any other retired players, and then go through the remaining players before choosing a winner for FM15, which will be announced in episode 10. So only 2 more episodes to go. See you guys.